Hello, friends. It's been a wild half year of making the podcast. We've been trying our best to put out episodes every week, and so far we've done it. That's an admirable goal, I think, is to make one of these fucking hunks of shit every single week. But we had a casualty in our ranks, and our own Briantrash has caught the big C. we we thought we
Is that
wouldn't make
coming?
it.
Is that coming through? Is my coughing coming through?
I don't think it's coming through. Their
That's
lungs,
so
they're too
sad.
feeble to even cough.
Hold on, let me turn off noise suppression real quick. It still doesn't go with it. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Anyways, I wanted to come back because you know what? If I'm gonna die, I need to die. I need to die doing what I love, and that's casting glorious on the World Wide Web, Monk.
I'll witness you, Brian.
Witness me.
Mediocre.
This is all the power you ever had. Now it is mine. Pity there is not more time for us.
You tell him it's open season on all suckheads.
Just gonna have to teach you a lesson. No more clowning around. Fire alert!
Is that gasoline I smell? No, man. No!
Hello again, everyone. It's me, Cursed Monk. Or just Monk, you know. We don't have to be formal about it.
and hey everybody, it's me, Trash. I've got a couple of fun little twins living on my neck that I've drawn faces on.
Yeah. Are they named Pfizer and Moderna?
Yep, that's it. You got it. Pfizer,
Just got the
Moderna.
needles sticking out of your neck from the next
Oh my
scene.
god. That'd be so cool. I wish I was that cool.
That would be a pretty good Mad Max character, like Needlehead, and they've just got a bunch of hypos.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of did it with the spiky people.
Hell yeah.
There were a lot of never mind. We're not ready to talk about
We're not ready to talk about that. I have important news, by the way. So over the past week, I have submitted the podcast to be listed in a directory of small business owners who are opposed to the woke agenda.
I can't believe you said it like that.
That's what we
Oh,
are.
God.
We're small business owners. We own the podcast.
That's so true. We are
But,
small business owners.
Buywokefree.com. It's a really important mission that I think we should do our best to support. What's some other bullshit we can say to make them think that we fucking
Fucking COVID was made in a lab. China. Can I just say China a few times? Would that
yeah,
help?
you just say it like Trump. China.
Okay, sorry, China. And we're just out here. We're trying to live life, okay? And
Yeah.
meanwhile, Joe Brandon is sucking my dick. And I'm not here for it, okay?
Yeah.
You know,
Fucking Brandon, he's always up to his like rascally little tricks. Like the other day, I was out for a jog and fucking I saw this big tunnel that I hadn't seen before in the side of this big cliff face near my home. So I'm like,
Mhm.
what the hell, right? And I start jogging and I run into the tunnel. And I actually run into the tunnel because it's fucking painted on. And fucking Brandon, he's there behind the bushes. He's got a big old bucket of paint. What's the fucking deal, man? I thought like I thought this was America.
Yeah, what the fuck, Jandon Brandon? You fucking piece of shit.
That never happened. I would never jog.
That's so fair. Imagine jogging. I can't. I have COVID.
Imagine joggins, joggins.
Imagine joggins. You're going out. You're going to the dingus hell for that one.
Yeah,
I
but
love that.
buywokefree.com, they seem like they're a big piece of shit. But we filled out a form, and they said they'd get back to us. Let's look at some of their other bullshit. FedEx, woke. Oh,
Woke.
Intel, extremely woke.
Extremely woke.
Actually, I want to see Johnson & Johnson is extremely woke. Are they going to talk about COVID in this one?
Oh, they have to, right?
Johnson & Johnson is investing a hefty $100 million into the social justice laboratory over the next 5 years, aiming to concoct health equity solutions for Black communities and people of color in the U.S. It looks like Me Campaign uses storytelling to push an LGBTQ plus narrative.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, their executive vice president promotes an environment where diversity is more than just a checkbox. This sounds like their own ad copy putting on the website.
Yeah, it literally sounds like the bullshit ad copy that they say to get people to be like, oh wow, aren't they cool? That's so funny. I just can't imagine being that dumb. I mean, sorry, that's so smart.
Yeah, I can't imagine owning such a beautiful tool that helps people connect with businesses like ours that are opposed to the woke agenda.
Yeah, like ours. You know, Monk, you know what people are always asking me? They're like, how do you feel about woke? And
yeah.
you know what I tell them, Monk? You know what I tell them? I'm not for it, okay?
It's not for me, and I just wag my finger. But you know what I also do? I turn the other cheek, because that's what Christ would do.
Yeah, I wag my finger gaily.
And turn my ass around.
And turn my ass and spread it wide. And I say, hello. And I do the Jim Carrey with, I go, hello. with my ass. To invite participants.
What are the woke free brands? Because we applied to get I don't know if we go in, because I think it would be awesome if we got listed and they were like, sorry, we see through your bullshit. We're listing you, but you're fucking woke.
But you're woke. Yeah, I mean, it'd be really funny if they posted it and they were like, yeah,
either way would be funny. Because if they posted not woke, the only thing if they posted not woke, the only thing I can imagine is that they just fucking listed us. What I was honestly expecting is they said they'd send me a confirmation email at the podcast email, and I never fucking got one. So I don't know if I was supposed to get one. What I was expecting to happen is for them to send me an email saying, hey, pay us like $5,000 and we'll put you on the website, and that would
yeah.
But I didn't even get the email asking for money, so I don't know. Their shit's busted, I think.
It sounds like their shit is whack. And
maybe we need like a DUNS number or something. I don't fucking know.
What the fuck is a DUNS number? Is that like a
it's like a thing. It's like a number you have if you have a business.
Descriptive. I like it. Thank you.
Like a number, you know, you can do things with it. I think it's
like a kind of number.
It's like yeah, they do things.
Nice.
It opens doors for you, Brian, and it's also a number. I think we got to pay a bunch of money to have it. So
yeah,
I'm not gonna do.
What is it, like some tax code shit? Is it for being like?
It's not like taxes. Legitimate? It's not even a government thing. It's like a third, but you need one for like government grant money or some. I don't know. I dealt with them. I worked for FEMA for a little bit because I was in charge of buying the coffins for the extermination camps.
Yeah, that's so.
Round up all the Republicans.
Yeah, woke. I'm glad you found your way though. You know, into the light, away from being evil. And Brandon.
Speaking of FEMA and woke shit, though,
All
The
right, I'm
fucking
down.
movie, you know?
The fucking
people,
movie.
People talk about the new one. I don't want to talk about the movie itself yet, and I don't want to spend too much time talking about the like fucking meta narrative around the new movie. Because full disclosure, folks, the new one, you can't pirate an acceptable quality version of it. We didn't fucking watch that shit.
Yep, that's how it works.
um,
We're not gonna watch a low quality rip. Are you fucking
yeah,
kidding me?
maybe if Brian didn't have COVID, we go to theaters. If I could convince both Brian and myself to leave the house, which is also a big if.
Yeah. You know, I'm in that beautiful area now though, where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, well, you know, the second I get over COVID, I can be like, "Well, all right, I can go out now. Like, what's
Yeah.
gonna happen? Fucking, am I gonna get COVID? I don't think so. Probably not.
Yeah, so we could in theory go out and see it in theaters and then record the podcast. But we didn't do that. Instead we watched the last one. And people talk about the new one, and they've got this fucking narrative they've built. This like go woke, go broke narrative. First of all, I don't actually know how much fucking money the new one's made. Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
May
the
have.
new one's not done well, actually. Sadly.
Yeah, I saw that, but like, it's so funny to me that they're saying this is the woke one, Furiosa, when like this one's pretty fucking woke. I gotta say,
And that's
You know?
bad.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. Well, it's been like 10 minutes. I think they probably clicked out of the podcast.
Yeah,
by
they
now.
probably don't listen anymore. You're right. Yeah, okay, fuck. Hey, but you know those conservative assholes are all gone now. Fuck off. Eat shit.
Yeah, I think that's like, it's like listening to a podcast is like basically reading, right? So that's
Yeah,
more than 10 minutes of
and-
that. Not gonna happen.
Yeah. Hold on. Now I'm reminded of something. I have something really hilarious to tell you about.
Oh no.
Did I ever tell you? This is I know it's derailed. Fuck off. Did I ever tell you about I have COVID? Fucking
The
humor me.
hypothetical guy that's getting mad at us for not staying on topic in the fucking podcast.
So there was this motherfucker that was like friends with my with like a friend of mine, a friend of a friend. That's the word
Yeah.
people use.
You're
And-
your wife's boyfriend. I got you.
My what? My boyfriend's boyfriend. Fucking. So he apparently, my friend was talking to both of us, and this motherfucker's like was like kind of normal, but also like getting more and more into like come and take it flags and like Ben Shapiro, and just like getting worse and worse. So eventually, we were talking about it, and motherfucker recommended Ben Shapiro's book to my friend. And my friend took it because courteous, which, I wouldn't, but hey, fuck it, right?
I think it'd be really funny to take his book and then set it on fire and not give it back to
I mean, I would have been tempted, yeah. But I'm that bitch, okay? And then, but my friend was like, "Oh yeah, I'll take it. I'll give it a look." Like leafed through it and just saw some of the worst prose possible. But the best part, it was full of notes. This motherfucker had read the hilariously bad Ben Shapiro book about like I think it was like about being in the military or something like that, which he wasn't.
Military?
No, he wasn't.
Okay, yeah, I didn't think. I think you had to be like 5'5" to join the military.
I think it was I'm pretty sure it was a fantasy piece. I don't even mean that as a joke. I mean,
imagining like being Chris Kyle and writing.
Kinda, yeah. And this motherfucker just had all these notes, and all of his notes were like so true.
Doing the angelic initiative thing in the notes of the margins of the Ben Shapiro novel,
like just hilarious. I
like,
can't imagine
Elon
a
Musk
funnier
tweet.
thing. Yeah, just I can't imagine a funnier way for it to go, and it was just the funniest. Uh-huh. So I hope you
Speaking of-
enjoyed that. And hey, Julian, if you're listening, stop.
Speaking of come and take it flags, you want to know a fun Texas fact?
Yeah.
So I have
Yeah,
my
I do.
driver's license, or it's not a driver's license because I can't fucking drive. It's a state identification card from the
Mhm.
fucking nanny state liberal government where they put you in the system and track you.
Yeah, Texas, bitch.
But I got this driver's license, and Texas actually
Uh-huh.
puts like you know the pocket knife variant of the come and take it flag.
No?
So this is like a big thing in Texas because we passed some fucking knife law, and now everyone has like the come and take it flag, but it's for like a Swiss Army knife because you can like fucking. We've got no restrictions at all on knives, except for the ones we have. I don't fucking even know. It's some virtue signal bullshit, but that's on my fucking driver's license. I didn't ask for it.
Uh-huh.
It's just on by default.
Wait, so it's so it's because you can have pocket knives.
Yeah.
That's so weird. What a weird flex.
Yeah, I know. It's like the full law is like ridiculous. It's like you can open carry a sword on school campus or some shit.
Frankly, based.
Yeah. It would be based if it was somewhere other than Texas.
Yeah, no, for real.
But it's like
God,
it's just strange to me that that's like just like on my license. Like I get that you've got like you know how they've got like the like POW MIA license plates for,
Oh, sure fucking do, yeah.
or like the fucking war cucks out there.
Yeah, for the little for the silly bitches.
I can
for the
understand
silly
if they had
villies.
like custom variant license plates where you pay the government a lot of money and you have like some shitty fucking Republican, like you've got like the Gadsden flag on your driver's license or some bullshit. But just having it on by default is like kind of absurd to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna swap
for
this
real,
fucking thing out for an Illinois one as soon as I fucking can.
You're gonna bring the Illinois PvP enabled by default. Yeah, that's fucking Texas for real. Yeah, I mean, you know, I do come from the nanny land, so you know, we can't even make ghost guns anymore. It's fucking
Damn.
bullshit.
You can't 3D print them?
Not legally.
Damn. Well,
you have to break the law now.
that's I mean, now only the outlaws will have guns, so
that's true.
but
And
they
that's
didn't think about that one.
haven't heard. Yeah, that's true.
It's a hard-hitting insight you tune into Edging with Trash and Monk for.
Yeah, and Fox News.
Okay, I need to stop being anti-woke. They're definitely not listening at this point.
They're definitely not listening anymore.
They've definitely fucking said, "Oh my
They've
word."
sussed us. Oh my. They said, "Oh no. Oh
we
my."
we will be listing this as woke post haste.
Immediately.
It's so funny that these guys say that they're like the fucking punks and they literally have the list of wrong think businesses website.
Yeah, it's goofy as hell. They should like it's taken a lot of energy not to say
should
it.
Make friends with Zack Snyder. How about that?
They should make friends with Zack Snyder. You know, go in on some lobotomies with each other.
That'd be cute. Like
That'd be
you both
cute.
hit the hammer at the same time.
Aw. That sounds really cute. I can't do the high pitch. I'm like, that sounds really cute.
Damn,
Dear COVID, let me be a bitch again, please. I'm losing my mind.
Before I did.
Return bitch to me. God damn.
Bitch, you come back.
I was in the car because I was like, oh, it's finally time I can go out and like, you know, like
Yeah.
move around outside without feeling like I'm going to pass out every once in a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I went for a drive, and my usual modus operandi in the car is that I put on songs and then I sing along with the songs, right?
Yeah,
That's a pretty common thing, I think. I think a lot of people do that, right?
for sure. Yeah,
But
a lot of people listen.
yeah,
Any Boston's will drive in her.
yeah, a lot of people listening to getting the impression, the one that I get when they're driving around, and I'm like trying to sing along with songs, and I'm just like, oh my God, please come back to me. Come back to me, my vocal range. Jesus Christ. And I know it will. This is just normal stuff.
Yeah,
This is like what happens with a cold even, but
you smell and taste.
I can smell and taste. Actually, it's
Yeah.
kind of more intense than before, which is
Yeah, that's what I noticed when I had COVID. It was not that I couldn't taste anything, it's just that everything tasted bad.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't have that. I have not been hungry.
Yeah, that was a big thing too.
Which is a positive and a negative for me, depending, but it's hey baby, I'm looking svelte right now, I'll tell you. I'm looking good. I got all my ribs removed by COVID. I got a lobotomy. COVID went in there with the fucking ice pick and just cleared it out.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, COVID. Thank you, COVID. Kisses.
So
am I funnier when I'm sick? Is that
maybe, who knows?
I don't know. Send an email about it.
Yeah, we'd like to hear your opinions on the coronavirus, whether it's just a flu, whether Brian should catch it more often.
Yeah, okay. Hey Brian, you should get sick more often. I just start making like mewing. I literally started mewing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't?
No, I didn't, because
Wow.
people can't fucking see me. Also, I'm still not clear 100% what mew. I know you explained mewing to me off the show at one point. That just sounds like how I just normally have my tongue in my mouth. I don't know. Maybe I got a big fucking tongue.
You got your tongue on the top of your mouth. See, I've been in the game a long time, I've been keeping my tongue in the top of my mouth for a very long time. Before it was mewing. It was like people were talking about it was like a training to like, firm up your jawline, right? Not like completely reshape your face, but just like basically like a way to work out your double chin. And I was like, oh yeah, I'd like to do that. I'm kind of a chubby little child. And so, I was putting the tongue on the roof of the mouth and doing that. I also do that because it promotes mucus flow, which is very important to me. If I don't have my mucus flow and it's getting stuck, okay, I can't have that. The snot must flow. It must.
It's not gonna stop being made, so it's got to get out.
It's got to get out.
You ever live with someone who's a chronic snot snorter? They're just fucking hawking their shit back into their whole system.
No.
It's the worst.
I mean, it just sounds.
Do that. I don't know how you can have a bunch of fucking snot in you and go like, oh, I better get this deeper in me.
Yeah, could you go deeper? I would prefer to die. And can you get the snot out of me? In fact, I would very much appreciate that.
Yeah. It'd be cool if you could get a surgery to just have like a tube, like straight from wherever snot comes from, and it just like goes straight out of your head.
I just get like an advanced lobotomy. Does that?
It's just dripping constantly.
Okay, so a lobotomy that also grabs your sinuses and like plows those out. Mm-hmm. So it all works together. We're inventing. We're inventors.
Or it could take the snot from your sinuses and just put it straight up into your brain where it can absorb it.
Oh. Ooh, absorb it and definitely get a fucking sinus infection. Hell yeah. Now we're talking. You know what the sexiest thing is?
What?
Sinus infections, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ear infections.
Ear infections, not sexy.
Damn.
I'm telling you. Yeah,
Oh.
only sexy people get sinus infections. Awful people get ear infections. I get both. So, what are you gonna do with that?
I don't know. I'll have to file that away for later.
Um,
The fucking
yeah.
movie
Mhm.
that we watched this week. We watched Fury Road. We watched Furry Road.
Furry Road.
Where what's his face? Tom Hardy plays a
Tom
cat
Hardy's
like
beautiful ass. Oh.
like Gerard Butler in Reign of Fire.
He goes, yeah. She does nya a lot. It's true.
There was the guy Rictus. He said moo at the beginning of the movie. It's like a sip of the milk, and he goes moo, which I had not noticed.
I love Rictus. Rictus is like A plus.
Yeah,
A plus character. Super. I gotta say, the villains in this movie, some of the best. Some of the fucking best imaginable. George Miller is just when it comes to the history of Mad Max movies, right? You know, you got the first one, and it's like it's kind of dog water. You know, it's like what are our enemies here? It's like I don't know, some like bandits, and they're wearing leather, and like ooh, they're kind of tough. And it's like fine, whatever, who cares? This is another stupid movie. I get it's the best you can do with Australia, but like fine. And then you get the second one, and the second one's Road Warrior, and it's like, oh yeah, look at this. We got fucking S&M gear, the gayest enemies you can imagine. These villains, queer-coded, out the wazoo. Let's go. And then the third one comes, and you got Tina fucking Turner. Oh my god. Just the queerest of movies.
I have not seen the first or third one yet.
Wow. Well, you know, we'll get around to them because we fucking have to. They're awesome. But like the first one's okay. The first one's not that awesome. The third one is pretty fucking awesome.
I feel like I have to see it just for completion's sake.
You gotta. I mean, even though, as George Miller has said, it doesn't matter, right? Like these aren't supposed to be realistic. They're just like they're tall tales from a world that's gone absolutely insane. And I'm like, fuck yeah. That's it. That's what I want. And in the third movie, you have like Tina Turner just being like, I don't know, the most diva. Oh God. I'm just so tempted to do my best TikTok gay impression, and it's not working. Too much COVID, can't do it. But imagine I am. Okay. And
that's really what you have to do is like the TikTok impression that imagine is.
That's true. That's true. But then we come around to the fourth one, right? And the fourth one being now Fury Road. And Fury Road is just like, oh, well, how are we going to do our villains in this one? Okay, well, we got a Morton Joe, who is like this old guy who wears like a bunch of military medals on like a plastic chest piece that makes it look like he's got muscle. And he wears a mask that's got a really scary face on it. That's actually a respirator, and like he's like very clearly dying. It's like, okay, let's go. And then he's Brandon. That's Joe Brandon and not anyone else. It's definitely no allegory to a Trumpian figure or anything like that. No. And then then we got his son, Rictus, who's dumb. That's this whole thing, is he's just really, really dumb.
Yeah.
And he is like, oh yeah. And so, of course the whole commentary there is like, oh yeah, well, it's like a weird hereditary monarchy and everybody's getting fucking hemophilia. How do we make it like really explicit? That's what's happening.
Right.
But it's just like, oh my God. They're trying to get healthy babies so he's got like a whole harem of people that he's sleeping with. Oh my God. And I don't know. So Mortan Joe and Rictus, excellent. The War Boys are just like so well characterized. They're just like absolutely off their rockers, trying to get
like
Valhalla.
They're like huffing gas fumes and spray paint all day and fucking act like
Yeah. Yeah, motherfuckers are like spraying starter fluid in their mouths and spitting into the engines of their cars to make them go faster. Talking about how they're gonna die all the time and how excited they are about it. And it's like, that's so fucked, and I love it. And then like after that, which is just like the intro of the movie, you're meeting these characters, right? And that's not even to talk about like the whole kingdom that they are sitting on top of, which is also insane. But just in a different kind of way. Then you get to meet the other factions of allies to Mortan Joe, the bullet farmer, who's this guy who's just like an old guy who's replaced all his teeth with bullets.
He has like the whole
Fucking
spiel
iconic.
in the movie too about the twin gods Heckler and Koch, which is really good. Really fucking good.
Like, fuck yeah, let's go. And then of course you've got the gas, what is it, the
People Eater.
the People Eater. What's the faction called though?
The Gas Town, I think.
Gastown, the People Eater from Gastown. And the People Eater is just like, he looks like a banker. He's like got the whole banker thing going on, but his whole vibe is just like, oh yeah. I'm like if a banker was in the apocalypse and got really into nipple play. Because he's got his nipples out all the time.
Yeah,
And those like, nipples, they got a chain between them.
They got a chain between them going to like his belt or some shit, I think. Or like maybe like a pocket watch.
So powerful. So powerful. And he got his nose replaced with a golden nose. Like the guy is just like,
he's got like
comical.
Gout on his foot or some shit.
Yeah, his foot is huge from we have to assume gout or something like that.
And like fucking 1800s disease makes your foot all weird.
Yeah.
You got goiters.
Yeah. He's been eating too many people and now he's got club foot from it somehow. Even though that's definitely not how club foot.
It's cool too how this isn't the main point of the movie because well I guess I mean it's relevant to the themes of the movie, even though the movie doesn't really go out of its way to draw attention to it. But they have so many like disabled characters in the movie, like just fucking walking around and doing their thing. And I've seen people make a criticism of it that it's like a circus freak show in a way, and that but like I don't really think that's the case. I think every character in this movie, even if they're a fucking like evil piece of shit, I don't think they're like mocked for their appearance or anything like that. If anything, for people like the War Boys or anything, it kind of plays as tragic when they have like a terminal disease or some shit like that. But like it's really what it feels like to me is it's like a counter narrative to like the like social Darwinist point of view, where it's like, oh, when the tough times come, these people are all gonna die. When it's like, no, there's going to be more disabled people because more people are going to become disabled and they're gonna keep having to contribute to society because you need people around to make the world go.
Yeah, these people actually serve an important purpose.
Like there's a guy towards the end of the movie that's just fucking scooting around the desert on no legs, And that's fucking awesome. It's like that guy's doing his fucking thing, even though he's got no legs. Because a lot of people probably got their legs blown off in the Mad Max world.
Probably a fuck ton of them. Yeah. Yeah. That's so true too, because then you have characters. Even Max is disabled. In that he is haunted by his PTSD in such an intense way. And that's very explicit in the movie, in that he is seeing the ghosts of his children or his child come back and just like scare the fuck out of him, or offer helpful advice like put your hand up now so you don't die, which appreciate that too. But just very 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 funny to have people look at it and be like, this is like, this is a leering sort of thing. It's like, no, I feel like, I don't know if the movie is necessarily about disability on any level. I don't
think it's like, I don't think it's about it, but I do think it's thematically congruent with what the movie is about,
Yeah. And I think that it is like handled well. Right. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, that's I don't know. I hadn't actually seen a whole lot of people say anything either way about it, because
yeah, I haven't seen a whole ton of people say that it's like a negative portrayal either. It's just something I have seen, and it's like something.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, that's not common discourse. That's probably someone who got told they were an idiot immediately.
Yeah, I'd be tempted to be mean. Who, me?
You mean on the internet? Never.
Never done it.
Yeah.
Never done it.
So the fucking, like, the other thing about the movie that's, I think, really noteworthy, and this is something that's been talked to death about, including by George Miller, is just how like dedicated they are to telling the story without dialogue. Like they really do keep the amount of like people talking about what's happening to a minimum, and I do think that's playing to George Miller's strengths, because there are a few moments in the dialogue where, I don't know, I gotta say, George Miller, probably not the greatest like capital W writer in the world. He's a great storyteller, especially when telling in a visual way, and he stays in that lane a lot. There's a few moments in the movie, a few lines in the movie, I think, that just kind of don't really land for me, but that's okay, because it tells the story in an amazing way without needing to fucking rely on that type of storytelling,
Yeah, I definitely agree with you that he's I mean, I've never seen a movie from George Miller where I've been like, yeah, this is really excellent dialogue or anything like that. I mean, the writing, of course, is both of those things, right? It's not just being good dialogue and all that. So like, I would say it's still good writing, but it's just that the writing itself is like not the type of writing that you would look at and be like, here's a, excellent, here's like some excellent dialogue. It's like sparse. It's very sparse, in fact. And in all the movies, they're very sparse. And when they're not sparse, it's annoying. Road Warrior, I think, is my favorite version of that, because there's the whole sequence with like the people from the town with the oil derrick in it, and they're under attack by all the raiders, and the raiders are cool and funny. So like anytime you hear them say anything, they're saying something like arch as fuck, and he's good at that. But whenever they're talking amongst themselves, it just kind of sucks.
Yeah,
it's not like bad. It's just like really
there's nothing that I would say is like capital B bad about this. But it's just like he's got a good sense of what his strengths are, which is like telling a story through like action and visual.
Absolutely,
like the visual medium that he's working in. You don't have to rely on dialogue.
Very true.
You can show a car exploding.
You've got the power of exploding car. Don't be afraid of it,
And they did all sorts of crazy editing shit on this movie. I remember from I was a freshman in college, like right after this movie came out. I wrote some fucking paper on it, and I read all about like the editing that they use, where like literally they're going like frame by frame and going like, okay, we're gonna cut these frames so that this scene reads like 3% faster, and just literally like test screening it over and over and over. Probably not to like an actual like test screen audience, but like just trimming out on like a frame by frame level as much as physically possible while keeping everything coherent. And like it's like fucking like an attention to detail that I think a lot of filmmakers are kind of divorced from the editing process to an extent. I don't know. I don't see many other, I'm not an expert. I'm not fucking into the industry. I don't know how this shit's made. But I don't see a lot of other like filmmakers talking about them spending time with an editor in like the editing booth looking at things on that like fine grain of a detail, you know? And
I mean, I can think of one person who does that.
Is it George Lucas?
No. Even worse.
Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder.
Yeah, well the thing is that Zack Snyder probably thought that was really cool, but is bad at it.
Yeah. I think you're reading that 100% correct. In that Zack Snyder is really bad. But he does think that he's not.
Yeah. I can absolutely see Zack Snyder wanting to get involved in every single fucking terrible decision that happens in his movie. I'm fully comfortable blaming him for every single bullshit thing that happens. It's always the same bullshit.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's rough. You know, he's such a cool guy.
You know, I watched a movie recently that I thought was really good. I don't know if you probably haven't seen it.
Tell me more.
John Borman's Excalibur.
I have not, no.
That one, I do want to watch that one. Maybe for a premium episode at some point. I'm not really an edgelord. But I watched a movie. I thought it was like amazing, and I went looking stuff about it, and I found out that it was a movie that Zack Snyder said was his favorite movie.
How did you feel about that? How did that make you feel, Monk?
Well, I mean, honestly, I see a lot of like, because like John Borman is like an actual filmmaker, and Zack Snyder is like a piece of shit. Doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. But I can see how if you are like a failure, I assume Nepo baby, like Zack Snyder, you could see that movie and think that you're cooking by doing things that maybe are a little bit like some things in it. Like especially with like the visual effects, like they do all this cool shit in Excalibur, right? It's King Arthur, right? And they have like these knights in shining armor, and they're always like fucking like smearing Vaseline on the lens or like arranging lights in a way so that the armor is like literally like shining directly into the camera and shit like that.
Amazing.
And I see that and I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, I see why Zack Snyder would like this, because it's what he's doing, but since it's done well, it doesn't read like a child made the movie.
Yeah, there's like all these visual references, but then like when there are the visual references, they're like cool, right?
Yeah,
like something like that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, also like a lot of the thing, like Zack Snyder, like knows a lot of visual references, but number one is bad at them, and then number two doesn't know when to use them versus like doing something that's like, I don't know. I don't really. Knowing the references is one thing, but then being able to like make something new is like also important, you know? And Zack Snyder's bad at both of them in own unique ways.
He is not very good at things.
But we can stop
generally
talking about fucking Zack Snyder now. Aside from him, I don't think many people are fucking getting balls deep in the edit on a lot of their films.
Zach, I get that lobotomy.
Yeah.
No, I think that most artists
Mhm.
are willing to trust on some level that the people that they're working with know what they're doing,
Yeah.
and therefore can like let them go and do it. Um, and sometimes they know what they're doing, and so if you come from the world of editing and you want to be in the editing booth with your editor, working together on it, that's one thing, right? Which is very clearly, kind of the general idea with Miller's process, right?
Yeah.
But but then there's I'm the micromanaging boss who makes life hell for everyone on set, which is the Zack Snyder method.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, I'm really involved in this. And then once you've done it, I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah, but I could have done it better on my own. And then release another version of it that's worse. But everybody wants it for some reason because they're fucking pigs.
Everyone
Because they're
wants, like,
fucking hogs.
5-hour you know what Justice League would have made Justice League better is another 2 hours of runtime. Or however the fuck long that thing is.
I don't know if people know how much I hate Zack Snyder. I mean, no, they do. They know. Never mind. They fucking know. Like, they got it.
They better know at this point. If they don't know, then
Yeah,
they're
seriously.
on the list too.
Yeah. The fuck? What the actual fuck?
Yeah. So I don't know. I thought that was really interesting. Just like the degree of like every single thing is going to be like intentionally timed to like the limit of how fast like you can perceive it on a movie screen.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's like even with movies like I like, because you're right, there are professional editors that know more than a filmmaker about how to edit things, but most of them aren't doing that.
Wait, most editors aren't doing that, or most
editors are not doing it. Most editors do not edit a movie like Fury Road.
Oh, no.
I think that's
I mean,
I think that's a pretty safe assumption.
I do think you're right that like Fury Road's pretty unique. You'd have to have like, if you were trying to find editing like that from an editor, you'd have to have like a very specific relationship with that person already, because this is like, it's good, but it's really out there. It's really out there. It's very like simultaneously old and new. There's some really cool shots that are like, kind of overlay-y, which is something that's very out of vogue these days, but is incredibly cool in this context. And a reference in a lot of ways to older Mad Max media. And I think that's great. But there's just like a lot of, you'd have to have that relationship. And if you're George Miller and you involve yourself in your editing process that much, then, you can be the one that's like the through line on that without necessarily having to work with the same editor. I don't know if that's the case though. I haven't looked into the details of his relationship with his editor or anything like that. So I'm guessing.
Yeah, I don't remember much of that's about the point where my freshman college paper stopped off, and I go far enough to look into his other projects with that editor if they exist. I don't know who the fucking editor is. Good job though.
Excellent work. Really.
Another thing that George Miller, I think, probably had a lot of personal input in that a lot of directors don't have the expertise or know how to have a productive input on, is the fucking stunts and pyrotechnics and shit.
Yeah.
Like I know he's also had a personal hand in some of the choreography for that. I don't mean to say that he's like single-handedly the only reason why this movie's great. I think he would disagree with that too. But having that one person who's like consistently able to like communicate with these people in a way that is understanding of like how each of the different parts works is like so important to having a movie where all of the different parts fit together seamlessly like they do in Fury Road.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the stunt coordinator for this movie really definitely was a huge part of this.
Yeah.
Because this movie, it's like it is the stunts make the movie. It's
yeah.
like for all my talk of like loving costuming and characterization, and I do. There's also, it's important to remember, a whole lot of really good direction on the ground from stunt coordinators, almost certainly stunt coordinators.
Choreography
really
is characterization, in my opinion. I don't think there's just
You're
like
right.
costuming and writing is, like, the way people move in a scene and like what actions they choose to take tells you a lot that isn't communicated through someone telling you how they feel, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you're right, but also that's like the I mean specifically kind of around like extras and people like that, right?
Sure.
Where it's people that don't get the close-ups and you're looking at their face.
Yeah. I mean, even them, like the way that they're moving their body, like, is telling you a lot about, like, it's telling you a lot of incident, like the way the fucking like war boys all move around, or they're like a big writhing mass when they're chasing Max around. That's characterization for all of them.
Oh, absolutely.
And like you don't necessarily, for a lot of them, you don't get the up close and personal treatment with them, but that's still like telling you a lot of information about like what living there is like.
Yeah, 100%. It is definitely a big part of the characterization. Yeah. And that's because they are, stunt coordination is like a really important part of direction, and often is like stunt directors sometimes get called that because they're really a big part of like characterization in the movie. So yeah.
You know what another great thing about Fury Road is from a stunts perspective?
What's that?
I haven't heard of anyone getting seriously hurt or dying in the production of this movie.
Yeah, true.
Maybe could have happened,
Not impossible. Also, I don't know if I want to thank Australia for that, or if I want to thank like, there's just so many options of like who made this not cause someone to die.
Yeah. I watched fucking Resident Evil the final chapter a couple months ago, and that movie was such hot dog shit. And then looking up some more info on it later and learning that like I think 2 people died and someone lost an arm making that fucking like
God
piece of
damn.
shit fucking movie. I'm like, Jesus Christ. It's not worth it.
Sometimes you have a movie and it just, you ask the important question, why? Why did it have to happen
People
this?
gave their lives to make this piece of shit.
To make hot garbage.
Honestly, rather than the troops.
Really? I mean, I get it. Like you're working for the money, but the thing is, if you're not in Australia, maybe you don't got the good union. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I don't know if if Australia has a good union, but I think it'd be.
It's a pretty safe assumption to assume that the union in basically any other country is going to be better than the America.
Yeah, absolutely. That's an easy one. Yep. That's an easy one.
Yeah. And that's like the things that the movie I think does like head and shoulders better than most other films. I think is like the way that stunts and action scenes are all laid out and choreographed. The way that like that the movie's edited, and the way that like every single moment of the movie feels like it's telling you something, and it means to tell you that. And that's really the goal with a lot of movies. Some are better than others. Some movies are trying to do something completely different, and they're hard to judge on that spectrum. But I think for most movies, Mad Max just does it better. Fury Road is like just better than that.
Just a really well done movie, actually.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is it's just really well done. Everything's really well communicated. It's like, wow, great work.
Yeah. You don't have to say, you don't have to be saying like one particular thing that's really like deep or convoluted if you just say one simple thing very well, you know?
Yeah. So Monk.
Yeah.
Of all the, all right, I gotta narrow it down. Of all the like groups of people, not like singular people, but groups of people in this movie, who's your favorite?
Who's your favorite? See, I thought you were going to ask a much harder question to answer.
No. I'm just,
question I thought you were going to ask is, who would you rather be? Where would you rather
that'd be
live?
a good one. Yeah. Where would you rather live? The bullet farm?
Yeah. I can't give my real answer to that one because it goes against our policy as a podcast.
Yeah.
But who's the coolest? That one I probably can't answer. Is it fucking cheating if I say like Furiosa? Specifically. Yeah. That's cheating.
Because that's one person. That's one person.
Well, she's got the whole fucking war. She's got her motley crew, you know?
That's cheating.
That's cheating. Okay, fine.
That's cheating.
You pick the main characters.
You can't pick a main character and be like, I don't know, her and her whole vibe.
Yeah. Fine. I don't know. It's probably got to be, in that case, I like the fucking old ladies on the motorcycles. That's badass.
Yeah. They're pretty fucking cool. Yeah.
I think the guys on the dirt bikes and the mountain pass, those guys also very good. I gotta say though, if we're talking about a faction specifically, it's just gotta be the War Boys. There's just no way that you can beat that. It's like,
they're pretty fucking cool. Yeah.
It's just gotta be that. It's gotta be the fucking, like, I'm gonna strap this guy that I'm siphoning blood from to the front of my car and drive into a tornado of spray paint. Like, you just can't be cooler than that. It's not possible.
Yeah, it is. It's like the coolest faction you could possibly. Yeah, it's like, it's the War Boys. And what are they into? Oh, dying? Wow.
Like that Bubble Surfer song. They were all in love and dying. What? They were doing it in Australia.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So mine, I would have to say, is those weird crows. You remember the crows?
The crows? Like the birds? Or like...
No, well, sort of.
The guys on the stilts in the swamp?
The guys on the stilts in the swamp.
They were pretty cool too. We didn't see very much of them, but they were pretty cool.
Yeah, it's true. You don't see very much of them, but they are very cool. But after them, it'd be the dirt bike assholes on the fucking mountains. I love those motherfuckers too. Well, I'm just like, oh, what did you do? Oh, you created you look like a piñata a little bit now, and you got goggles on. You're just trying to live life, but you look sick. All right, cool.
They kind of got some Tusken Raider energy going too. They're kind of a little bit of a Lucas type.
Yeah, kind of. I like the idea of them being Tusken Raiders, but just being like talking in English and being like, "Hey, it's our gas. We had a deal."
Yeah,
that's sick.
That is pretty sick.
Yeah.
God, is there any other all the factions in the movie are fucking like insanely well done.
The spiky car people.
The spiky car people are good.
You barely see them. You just see their cool cars and you go, whoa.
Yeah.
And I did indeed go, whoa.
It's a movie designed to make you soy face, I think, which is good.
I think you're right. Yeah.
I kind of I honestly I haven't seen very much about the new one. I think like some of the like isn't Immortan Joe in the new one, or is like
Yep. Yeah.
yeah, so there's like
It
the
is a
War Boys and
prequel.
shit.
A prequel, which is a wild thing, for there to be a prequel to a Mad Max movie. But
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah, I don't know. I am excited to see what fucking wacky hijinks they get into in that one. What kind of cool extra factions we get to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's up with that?
The big thing
I don't
about the War Boys in particular, and they kind of have the leg up on this just because we spend most time with them, is they've got so many different types of guys. You know,
They do.
They've got
They
like
really do have a lot of types of guys.
They've got the organic mechanic.
Yeah.
They've got the War Boys. They're like drivers and lancers. They've got like fucking. They've got Joe himself, and they've got like the whole royal family. They've got like their little client states.
They do.
It's really just like by virtue of like the sheer amount. It feels like Warhammer 40K is what it feels like.
It does feel a little bit like that. Yeah, absolutely.
I think George Miller could make a really good Warhammer movie, and I kind of hope that never happens. But
yeah, me too. But
is
is he attached to the one that Henry Cavill's in? Because that'd be funny.
I don't think so. I actually forgot that Henry Cavill was going to be in one.
Yeah, it's like what is it? Space Marine, I think.
Ultramarines. Oh no, that's 2010.
Ultramarines. Wait, there's something out called Ultramarines from 2010.
That's this one's a animated movie.
Yeah, that's. I'm not against watching that though. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
not for the podcast, just for the love of the game. You know?
There's a few fucking movies. Looks like they've made. I think they're probably all bad. This was a TV miniseries. They're all TV
Excuse
series.
me.
What if I went to Henry Cavill? Can I find more info on that through him?
Probably. It'd be in production or pre-pro right now.
Oh, I forgot he's in a Highlander movie.
What the fuck?
Yeah, maybe Highlander.
Which one?
They're rebooting it, I think.
Oh no.
Yeah, but I mean,
Why?
think about it. The worst part about Highlander, right? Christopher fucking Lambert. Wouldn't Henry Cavill be a better Highlander than Christopher Lambert?
Anybody would be better than Christopher Lambert. You're right. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
all right. Fair enough. No, you have a point. You have a point.
I don't think it needs to be remade, but I'm not opposed to writing Christopher Lambert out of existence.
Yeah, destroy Christopher Lambert. The thing is, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Assuming that Christopher Lambert is not dead, which maybe he is. I don't know. But is that hey, Christopher Lambert's probably going to show up if he's still alive in some way or another.
Maybe he's playing Sean Connery's role.
Yeah, or at the very least he shows up as like a dead guy in like a photo or something like that, right?
He is alive. He is 67 years old.
What does he look like? I gotta see a picture. I gotta see a picture of Christopher Lambert.
A picture of him. A picture of Christopher. A picture for Lambert.
Exactly.
Here's a picture for
he
Lambert.
Looks wild right now. He looks kind of like
he looks kind of like Scott Adams.
I was thinking Ed Wood. Not Ed Wood. Am I thinking Ed Wood? No, kind of like if I don't know who's the guy who went like fucking nuts. James Woods. He looks like James Woods, and then the liberal guy with the pointy hair. You know him. He's in Curb.
Pointy hair.
Married married to Larry's ex-wife, whose name I can't remember names in the show.
Oh, Ted Danson. I want to call
Ted
Ted
Danson.
Pointy. He does not look. I mean, maybe looks like dumpster Ted Danson. Are you kidding me?
Well, yeah, but he looks like if Ted Danson and James Woods had a baby.
He looks like I think he looks like Scott Adams. I can't see anyone else.
Yeah, Scott Adams. It's hard for me to say though, because like I'm so hair fixed that like I'm looking at him and I'm like, he has hair. He doesn't look like Scott Adams.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
about who's maybe I'm thinking of someone else too. He looks like John Carmack a little bit.
John Carmack.
You know, id Software guy. You don't see it?
I don't see it at all.
You don't see it?
They just have like
Well,
similar
let me show you
glasses.
the picture I'm looking at that is making me think John Carmack. This one. Like,
Okay.
look at this. That looks like
Alright.
John Carmack. You're not going to be able to see this, podcast listener. But here's a picture of Christopher Lambert that looks like John Carmack to me.
to you specifically.
I'm sorry,
John Carmack has like a big. Yes, John Carmack has like a pretty big cleft chin, right?
Yeah, he's kind of got it.
And Christopher Lambert does not.
Hmm.
Also, Christopher Lambert's nose is like pointed downwards. Also, Christopher Lambert looks like a goblin.
I just found a really good picture.
Yeah.
Here he is wearing a tuxedo with bleach blonde hair.
Jesus Christ. Doing his best Sting impression. Horrifying. This guy looks like he'd be selling drugs at a high school.
Yeah. By the way,
Yeah.
Highlander series update. I watched Highlander 3. I think Brian was there for part of it and spaced out.
If I was I?
You were definitely there. I remember you being there because I remember you showing up late and thinking, shit, I'm gonna have to rewatch this movie so Brian can see what he can.
Yeah, but I mean, but was I? You know what I mean?
Highlander 3, here's the condensed version of that podcast episode. Were we to make it? It's the first one, but worse. There we go. That's Highlander 3. We'll see how 4 is. Maybe 4 will be interesting.
You know, maybe we'll get a rescue, like a late entry that's good. We'll get like a Starship Troopers kind of moment, you know?
Yeah, that'd be cool. Or
That'd
if
be
like
cool.
Christopher Lambert stopped showing up in them. I'm excited to
that'd
see
be
this
so
Henry
hot.
Cavill Highlander. Look, fucking hold on. Let me show you the picture of him as a Highlander.
Okay.
Let me why won't it let me fucking I hate IMDb. Let me fucking copy your shit. Taking a screenshot of the picture. I have to fucking get around their countermeasures to me sending images to people. Here he is as the Highlander. Look at him. He's wearing a trench coat. He's got fucking boot. He's got his big ass sword, and he doesn't look like dog water. And he's got a normal human's voice. He probably can even do a Scottish accent.
He probably can do a Scottish accent. Also look at the little reflection they got of him on the poster. In the poster, they have him like with rather than the katana, he's got a big cross sword. So he's definitely supposed to be Scottish.
Yeah. Well, he's got the katana in because it's like a time shift where the reflection is him.
Yeah.
In Scotland.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a good poster. That's a good job.
Yeah.
I kind of love Henry Cavill. Just saying.
I'm selling you on this, aren't you? Aren't I?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to fucking do this when this comes out. We're gonna have to watch this fucking movie.
Yeah. Yeah, we are. You know, and that's okay. That's okay. It's okay to have to go back to it. You know, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Why not?
Hell yeah. As for this movie, though, Fury Road. Anything else we got to say about this one? Anything we've forgotten so far?
Let's see. I don't know. Shit rocks. Shit's party rocking. If you're looking for like a cool movie to watch, you should watch it. If you're looking for a woke movie to watch it. If you're looking for a cool woke movie to watch it, but also get away from me.
If you're looking for a bad movie to watch, go watch Highlander 3. Highlander 3 wasn't even that bad. It was just not as good as the first one and the same plot.
Yeah.
It's funny too. The thing about Highlander, I'm going back to this fucking well. The thing about Highlander 3 that was really interesting to me is they fucking he's got the same apartment again. I don't know why they think that like his apartment is like such a huge draw to the Highlander brand. It's like
huge, Monk.
There's like a big reveal where he like walks into his apartment and it's like, oh my god, it's the apartment from Highlander 1.
Amazing. Wow.
And they also retcon Highlander 2 out of existence.
Amazing.
Good call. We got a voicemail if you're ready for that. You want to listen to his voicemails?
I'm ready. I'm stoked.
You're stoked even. Wow.
I'm stoked.
Stoked. Whoa. Okay. So here's our voicemail.
Hey y'all. I haven't finished it yet, so maybe you.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Point, Total Recall. I enjoyed the original, and then I saw the remake. Because my dad was like, "Well, the remake's coming out, and we're gonna watch it on DVD from Redbox or Blockbuster or whatever. So let's have you watch the original." I love the original, and then I fell asleep probably 30 minutes into the remake. It was god awful. So it might qualify for edgelord. It might also just be incredibly boring, but tack that on the list, I guess.
Yeah.
And then the minor nitpicks. John Goodman is Sully, the big blue monster in Monsters Inc., not the big spider guy. The big spider guy is a guy named James Coburn. Looks like he did a bunch of cowboy movies, and then he transitioned to just being like old guy with gravelly grandfather voice. And the exact quote from Big Lebowski is, "Say what you will about the tenets of National Socialism, the least is beneath us." I think about that quote a lot. I think it's a really dumb quote, especially coming from a guy who converted to Judaism, talking about nihilism, because I really don't think it's an ethos, but, it's a funny quote nonetheless. Anyway, I want to get all that out of my system. Good job on continuing the path of spending half the episode not talking about the movie whatsoever. I'm really interested to see what movie is going to be the one where you talk about it the whole way through.
Never.
Maybe never more in your early catalog. I skipped the first 15 episodes or so, and then I don't have enough time to go back. Maybe I will. I think someone said at some point that I have probably listened to all of them, and that's that should be true. But I apologize. I am a fake fan, of course.
How dare you?
Of course, have fun with it. Be safe. Convicted felon Donald J. Trump. Anyway. See you later.
I forgot we saved democracy last episode.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Did y'all feel saved right now? I'm feeling so saved right now.
But I also was baptized yesterday, so maybe that was what saved me.
Maybe that's it. Yeah, we're all hanging out in a tent together right now. You don't know this, listener, but you're in a tent right now with us at the revival.
You're in a tent. Brian's sitting next to you and has COVID.
I'm coughing on you, and I'm looking for a faith healer right now. Okay, I'm like preach.
God, those faith healer events probably are like genuinely like super spreader.
Like almost certainly.
They probably literally have plants in the audience that they know won't give the fucking con artists on stage code.
Probably, yeah. My guess is that most of them are using plants all the time.
Yeah, I think that's probably true as well. But
yeah. No matter what, they're just like plants. They're gardeners, Just saying. Yeah, fucking.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
also,
I just, I wish I had the moral fortitude to be able to scam people that are dying.
You know what so the same class I wrote that paper on Fury Road for my freshman year of college, my fucking final paper was The fucking professor was like, okay, your final project is going to be something that makes a persuasive argument that is not an essay is the assignment. It's like that's the only restriction is you can't write an essay. So what I did is I wrote a PowerPoint presentation for like some scam business, like some multi-level marketing
Amazing.
scheme. It was very funny pitching people on that in class at the end of the semester.
That is very funny. How many people did you get?
I think a couple people raised their hand because I asked at the end now who's in. And a few people raised their hand.
Hell yeah. Sucker born every minute.
It's being a grifter is probably a great life. It's a long tradition of the men in my family that I've chosen to deviate from partially.
Yeah,
I am a podcaster, so it's not all the way.
Yeah, I mean it is. That's
Hey, you can subscribe to the Patreon, by the way.
Yeah. $1 a month, and you'll get about one episode a month of Stars War for the foreseeable.
$1 a month, and it gets us 0.01% of the way, I think, to how much getting listed in the anti-woke business directory will come.
Yeah. But if it gets to be a lot of you, hey, I'm just saying. Maybe one day there'll be like 5 of you.
Away.
There'll be like 5 of you, and we can buy a pack of gum.
That'd be cool. We could buy a gumball right now if someone subscribed.
That's true.
Okay,
would anybody like to buy us a gumball?
We got a second voicemail as well. Hold on.
I don't know, really dumb leaving that last voicemail and then listening to the episode and have y'all address basically everything I just said. So, whatever. But, didn't touch on it. June 5th, I keep in my calendar, is Reagan's death day. So, I don't know if y'all want to do anything about that. I was going to suggest RoboCop, but it sounds like, I don't recall if y'all already did it on the podcast or whatever else. That feels like the quintessential made during Reagan's presidency about Reagan's politics, if not him specifically, movie. I know for a fact there has to be more, but that's just one that comes to my head. It'll probably be a little too late by the time you hear this for you to actually record an episode related to Reagan. But, just something to think about. I also have Matcher in my calendar. So I'll make sure to remind you sometime in, I think, in April next year. Anyway,
appreciate it, really.
I love this energy of having fucking the days these ghouls die on your calendar. Do you have Kissinger on there too?
Yeah, right. Did Kissinger die? Kissinger died. He finally did, right?
Yeah, he did. Everyone was fucking. Okay. They were fucking chanting on the rooftops in New Jersey. Don't you remember?
I mean, no, because I don't remember. Yeah, I wish I remembered.
But yeah, what are we going to do for Reagan's death day? Well, number one, it already passed, so much like Reagan himself. And number two, I feel like someone already did the best possible thing you could do on Reagan's death day, and it's kill Ronald Reagan. I think Jesus killed him with fucking rectal cancer or whatever got him.
Yeah, whatever
form of rectal cancer killed Ronald Reagan.
That's it.
How did he actually die? Hold on.
I think he died of basically
hold on, everyone. Decline. Sorry, Ronald Reagan is marked red in Shinigami eyes. We shouldn't talk.
Oh my god. That's no way. That's funny.
Death and there's a whole article specifically about the death and funeral of Ronald Reagan. Alzheimer's. His brain ate itself.
Alzheimer's, yeah. Yep. He had one of them self-eating brains.
Yeah. His wife, former First Lady Nancy Reagan, attempted to resuscitate him through his penis.
Throat goat. She's got the muscles.
She's the life giver.
True. That's the truth.
But yeah, that piece of shit's dead.
Yep.
And you know what? That's the good thing about this world, is that if you're a piece of shit, eventually you will die, even if you are
And
93 years old and surrounded by loved ones and were president of the United States and lived your entire life not suffering any consequences. Eventually, fucking he ate it.
eventually you die, and finally everyone gets to have a little dance about it. We yeah, I think that Reagan, when it comes to movies that are good to watch, when it comes to like Reagan era America and like, you know, that kind of stuff, I think number one I would go to. RoboCop's a good choice, but I personally would probably tend for something a little weirder. Maybe go for like a Johnny Mnemonic or something like that.
Interesting.
You know, get into like some weird techno futurist, like, oh yeah, we got guys in suits that are in it, finance and criminal underworld, or maybe just like, I don't know, maybe a documentary about John Hinckley. I don't know.
I want to buy one of his paintings after I move.
Yeah.
You know what I think a good Reagan movie would be? Maybe this is
What's
a
that?
fucking wild thing to say, but you said like weird, and the
Yeah,
first thing that came
fucking
to my
let's go.
mind was The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai.
Whoa, interesting. No, I kind of get it, but also
I don't think that's I think that connection is a little bit tenuous for Reagan. You know what?
yeah, I mean, watching old Reagan things before before his brain started melting on his way, before somebody like injected him
He
with
was an
brain
actor,
melting
right?
juice. Yeah, he was like an actor. He was like the head of the Screen Actors Guild. He was like a union guy. And then his brain started melting and he went to the big Hollywood in the sky, also known as the White House. That's why Trump's there. I'm just saying.
That's true. Although
Trump
Trump was
died.
more of a reality TV guy than a Hollywood guy.
Yeah, I mean, you know, 2 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Yep.
That's not right. That wasn't right. I said it wrong. I have COVID. Forgive me.
Well,
all right.
Until next time, maybe Brian's COVID will heal. Or maybe not.
Maybe not. Maybe I die, and then it's just Monk.
I'll have to start learning how to impersonate Brian. You bitch.
Just start. Pretty accurate.